Hi, Luna. How are you today? I'm doing good. Streaming on Friday, which I kind of designated for not myself to stream. But yeah, I'm bored. I haven't seen you in my last couple streams. Cause you were asleep, but for two of those streams I started 4 hours ago at noon for me. So you were asleep 4 hours ago? Huh, I guess that makes sense. 13 hours ahead of me. Why are you awake at 5 a.m.? Forgot the game crashed and spat me out back at that thing. Hold on one sec, I forgot to share this here. You think? It'd be like that. Also, there's an ad break coming up.
Why are my research materials? Constantly disappearing.
You'll be lurking for your Willow points.
I still don't see why we had to bring it back here.
You need to drop shit off.
The Archmage believed it important. It must be
What is this quiet place ad?
We don't even know what it is. Where is Arin anyway?
In his quarters with that Thalmor on Kano. Something urgent, it sounded like.
All right, that's enough. Back to bed, please.
What now?
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
Yeah. Well, well. And you seem to be in one piece. Thank you. I'll look these over and inform Mirabelle if I find anything relevant. Night of Tears, eh? I remember this one. Well, isn't that interesting? Did you read it yourself? If I recall it correctly, that has some interesting implications. You should mention that to Toldir. And here. I suppose you've earned these. I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them. Fight well.
It's always encouraging to see the younger generations embracing education. Did he now? Does he have information about our wonderful discovery? Is that the one about something buried beneath Sarthal? Something that men and Mare fought over? I'll have to make a point of rereading it. I don't recall the details. I just can't seem to tear myself away. Whatever this is, its beauty is like nothing I've ever seen before. If you'd allow me to indulge myself for a moment, I thought I might make a few observations. I'm sure you've already noticed the markings. They're quite unlike anything we've seen before. Aliad, Gwemmer, Daedric, not even Falmer. None of them are
Dude,
a match.
please speak up. I cannot hear you.
No, I'm not. This marvelous object. It practically radiates magicka. And yet it's unlike anything I've felt before. Archmage Ari
Hi,
is
Jolly.
working hard at work, and hopefully we'll have more information soon.
I'm afraid I must.
No,
It is urgent that I speak with your associate immediately.
This is most inappropriate. We're involved in serious research here.
Yes, I've no doubt of its gravity. This, however, is a matter that cannot wait.
Well, I'm quite sure I've never been interrupted like this before. The audacity. I suppose we'll continue this at some later time, when we can avoid interruptions.
I need you to come with me immediately. Let's go.
No.
Really? Will allow me to clarify the situation. I'd like to know why there's someone claiming to be from the Sijic Order here in the college. More importantly, I'd like to know why he's asking for you, specifically. So we're going to go have a little chat with him and find out exactly what it is he wants.
No.
I'll be the one asking the questions. All you need to know is that the Sijic Order is a rogue organization, believing themselves to be above the law. They have clashed with the Old Mary Dominion before, and I have no intention of allowing that to happen here.
You don't want to go with him. He's an ass. How you doing today, Jolly?
Now, you are going to speak to this monk and find out why he is here, and then he will be removed. Now, you are going to speak to this monk and find out why he is here, and then he will be removed.
You're not doing too bad? You're not too bad. Okay, that means you're doing good, right? Yeah. That's good. Pretty sure he's labeled as essential. I actually want to check if he's labeled as essential now. His name is Ancano. To the Wikipedia! So I am able to kill him after the Eye of Magius quest. I'll gladly do that. Ooh, coolie coolie. I'm doing good. I got bored, so I decided to stream.
I don't...
Yeah, I'll probably do that. I don't like this guy. Dude, you're so fucking slow.
What you learn here will...
I don't think my mod is properly installed. Because there should be a bunch of decoration right here. That looks right. This over here doesn't look right, though.
meet you in person.
I think I need to check if my mod's properly installed, because this is not what the College of Winterhold should look like. Okay, it is installed. Let me check the collections. Or, oh, by the way, do you want me to add you to the Steam cord on my Discord? So you don't... Yes, that would be very helpful. Okay, it looks like everything's installed properly. It's just being a butt. Say the Demon Queen Willow Ashes is now live, or the Demon Queen of the Abyss is now live. Something like that. I'll also add you to my stream cord, so in my Discord you'll just automatically be promoted in the self-promotion. What's up, honey? Are you meowing? Jasper, you're not supposed to be up there. I didn't think you were in my Discord either. Yes, there's technically 3 ways to get the link. You can click on the Discord picture in my descriptions, you can click on the Discord link in my bio, or you can do socials.
What you learn will last you a lifetime. I mean you no harm. Several if you're talented.
It is good to meet you in person. I'd simply like to talk to you. I've given us a chance to speak privately, but I'm afraid I can't do this for long. We must be brief. The situation here at your college is of dire importance, and attempts to contact you, as we have previously, have failed. I believe it is due to the very source of our concern. This object, the Eye of Magnus, as your people have taken to calling it. The energy coming from it has prevented us from reaching you with the visions you have already seen. The longer it remains here, the more dangerous the situation becomes. And so I have come here personally to tell you it must be dealt with. I'm afraid it's not that simple. You must understand the Psijic Order does not typically intervene directly in events. My presence here will be seen as an affront to some within the Order. As soon as we have finished, I will be leaving your college. I'm all too aware that my arrival has aroused suspicion, especially in Onkano, your Thalmor associate. Nevertheless, my order will not act directly. You must take it upon yourself to do so. As you may have learned, this object, the Eye, is immensely powerful. The world is not ready for it. If it remains here, it will be misused. Indeed, many in the Order believe it has already. Rather, something will happen soon, something that cannot be avoided. We believe that your efforts should be directed towards dealing with the aftermath, but we cannot predict what that will be. I fear I have already overstepped the bounds of my order, but I will offer this. Seek out the Augur of Dunlane here in your college. His perception may be more coherent than ours.
Okay.
I am unsure. He is somewhere within the college. Surely one of your colleagues must know his location. I am sorry I cannot provide you with further help, but this conversation requires a great deal of effort.
It says he didn't accept the rules. Oh, is
Now, I'm afraid I must leave you. We will continue to watch over you and guide you as best we can. It is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Were you about
what
to
is the
say
meaning
something?
of this?
Yeah, it says the attack. Okay. I will add you, give you the sort of the terms and conditions. And then I will see if something is off with the bot. Later, though. Hello, how are you doing? How's Jasper doing? Jasper is fine for attention right now. Yeah, I just did it for you.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Don't play coy. You asked to see a specific member of the college. Here she is. Now what is it that you want?
There's been a misunderstanding. Clearly, I should not be here. I shall simply take my leave.
What? What trickery is this? You're not going anywhere until I find out what you're up to.
I am not up to anything. I
Got my very own
apologize if
Saji.
I've offended you in any way.
We will see about this.
Jasper, what are you doing? Or maybe nothing's supposed to be here. It's, what is my quest again? I completely just didn't listen to it, the quest. But let me back. They must speak with Guardian Union College. What are you doing? Why are you acting like this? Jasper, what's going on? He's playing with a string to my shorts. Yeah, this is where all the stuff was. Okay, so it's down here. Oops, I didn't want to activate that.
we seek is called the Argar of Dun. And to Argar is to prophesy. It's funny how often believing a prophecy is what leads to its fruition.
really need to see here. Need to find other people, so that's the greatest manners.
It's lies. All of it. I don't care what she told you. It's all lies. No? Well, then she hasn't gotten to you yet. But she will. And don't you believe a word of it. It's not enough that you've stolen the spotlight with this eye thing. Now you're looking for the augur. I'm not sure what you're playing at, but you do well to remember your place around here. All right, then.
The road is long, and it is...
I think the colleges do... If you're working on any experiments, please clean up after yourself. Just like anywhere, it's all about who you know. Lucky for you.
Confound it all! This page too! That makes 5 in total. This is unacceptable! A page from one of these texts, and 4 others, torn right from the spine. I've consulted with Urog's apprentice girl, and she insisted, rather emphatically, that none of these tomes have been checked out for years. I told the girl that wouldn't preclude a thief from browsing the cases. I don't blame her, though. It's the head librarian's duty to keep more sensitive texts behind sealed doors.
Coolly.
Or perhaps it's the
I'll
fault of the one
add
who
a
trained
note
him.
on my desk.
In either case, the result is the same. It is as I feared. Someone has managed to steal key pages from the writings of Trictus. Indeed. Although I doubt that name lacks reverence here. This is an institution of higher learning, I hope. It certainly has the pretension of one.
Oof.
It is not an error. It's far more likely that Urog holds an opposing position regarding the substance of these texts. Not to mention a stubborn refusal to recognize that a controversial theory might actually have merit. Each book is a cleverly crafted tale that hints towards the ideals of a particular school of magic. However, the overall narrative is unimportant. From what I have gathered in my time here, it seems the school of magic is simply a mechanism, For instance, I found lighting a text with an alteration spell revealed a hidden message written in an ink altered to mimic a human soul. Of course, without the knowledge to light the aura of life aglow, the mage's search would end there. The chain continues until one reaches the destination, the final pages that contain detailed notes on the crafting of a new spell. I'm afraid not. The texts are evidence, and the methods Galerion used to encode the journals must undergo further study. Once I have informed Urog of his omission, he will add the works to this library's collection, along with the missing pages, should they be retrieved. If you have scholarly interest, however, I can share with you the 5 tales of Galerion's youth. They are quite interesting.
Yep, have a good day. Thanks for stopping by.
As a young child, Galerion's father bought books from smugglers in order to teach his son how to read. As serfs of a minor nobleman, Lord Janess of Solakik-on-Kur, such knowledge was strictly forbidden. Galerion recounted how his father told him to avert his eyes at every
Jolly the
signpost
Wally spent their abyssal
and to
coins
speak
on
with a
water the
proper
wallow.
diction. Most of
I'm
all,
out of water.
he warned him not to reference the tales he read, but more
I will do that
importantly,
when I grab a new
the
drink.
cities, beasts, and forests contained therein. For the spell would be broken the instant their lord realized the boy knew things his eyes could not see. Galerion's mother was an old-fashioned woman, one comfortable with her station. She never wanted to deprive Galerion of knowledge. She was, however, fearful of the consequences. A seed of dread was planted in her mind, and grew into a forest of despair. It was only a matter of time before her husband or her child would slip and betray their literacy. In truth, Lord Janess suspected nothing, but in her reality, she saw her husband on the gallows, and through her actions, she made it true. Vanessa's father died from the crime of literacy. He was hung, his body left out for weeks as the sweltering heat bubbled the skin of his fetid corpse. The effigy itself was gruesome, but so was the cruelty of Lord Janess. He forced Galerion to scrub the gallows every day, as his father hung lifelessly above him. He held the lessons of his father close to his heart, and never spoke
The wallow
in
has been
dignity,
watered.
no matter how callously the nobleman prodded him. However, if one stayed awake past the dead of night, one could hear the violence echoing from the basement of the servants' quarters. As a child, Vanus Galerion escaped his birth home of Solakik-on-Kur. He simply crept out of his quarters one night and ran.
And it has glitched. This is why I don't like pooping off screen without having it come up. Yo.
Greetings.
So you don't even have any text
Farewell.
or options. Tell me.
What can
Here
I
you
do
are.
for you?
I was looking for you.
The
The professors scatter all these books, and yet I'm the one they blame if they aren't back on the
No,
shelves.
you're not the one
I
I
don't want
wanted
to see
them.
you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear?
Where is someone who can tell me about this man?
Eleanor, the library is in
I think that was
disarray.
just the person I was looking for before. I got distracted.
Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, there's always room for improvement. The Augur? Really? Well, it's certainly not my place to say anything about it. I think you'd better go see Mirabelle Irvine.
I think
Until
that's the
next
lady I've
time.
been chasing. This is so fucking small, but it's so hard to find someone.
You consider restoration a valid school of magic, worthy of study, don't you?
Where
Don't
the
you?
fuck is this Mirabella?
I'm not sure what happened. A monk from the Sijic Order. Here after all these years, and then he just leaves. I hope we didn't offend. What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. Has Tofdir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject. Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope. Well now, there's a name I haven't heard in some time. My goodness, it's been years since I've spoken with him. I suppose he's still down in the Midden, but I haven't checked. Are you going to see him? Do tell him hello from me, won't you? Underneath the college. It's not the nicest place, so if you go down there, please do be careful. Well, I suppose he wouldn't mind. It was all before my time, you understand. I've heard the story, the same as anyone else. He was a brilliant student, an accomplished wizard, delved into magic in a way none had seen before. But I think he became too focused on just how much power he could acquire. That's what led to the accident. Do you remember what I first told you? About how not being able to control magic could destroy you? I didn't simply mean it could kill you. The Augur's accident is another very real type of a life destroyed. Well, it's been described as an accident. I can't imagine it was intentional. Something must have gone wrong, and he ended up in the state he's in now, fused to the energies that flow through the college. I've never felt it appropriate to ask him about it, about how that must feel. Or I suppose, if he can feel at all. Well, yes. This is rather embarrassing, but it seems I've misplaced something. I can't find my alembic. I suppose I could use another one, but... well, it sounds silly, but mine has sentimental value. If you happen to see it, would you mind bringing it to me? My alembic. I need it for some research and can't seem to find it. Until next time.
perseverance will only lead to disappointments. Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter. I am that which you have been seeking. Your efforts are in vain. It has already begun. Those who have sent you have not told you what they seek, what you seek. You seek that which all who wield magic seek, knowledge. You shall find this. Knowledge will corrupt. It will destroy. It will consume. You seek meaning, shelter in knowledge. You will not find it. The Thalmor sought the same thing, and it shall lead to his end, as it has so many others. The one who calls himself Ancano. He seeks information about the Eye, but what he will find shall be quite different. His path will cross yours in time, but first you must find that which you need. You, and those aiding you, wish to know more about the Eye of Magnus. You wish to avoid the disaster of which you are not yet aware. To see through Magnus's eye without being blinded, you require his staff. Events now spiral quickly towards the inevitable center, so you must act with haste. Take this knowledge to your Archmage.
I feel like this is an offering to Sithis. scene.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
It's no secret that the college's reputation in Skyrim is... Really? And what might that be? I'm sorry, what? Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it. And how do you know of this? Did you really? And he specifically mentioned the staff of Magnus? I'm impressed with your initiative. Of course, someone will need to follow up on this. I certainly do. Since you went so far as to seek out the Augur for advice, I thought you'd be more enthusiastic. Something as specific and ancient as the Staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything? I'm quite pleased with your progress, you know. You've certainly proven yourself to be more than a mere apprentice. Well done. This circlet once proved invaluable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
It's always encouraging to see the younger generations embracing education.
Can I help you with anything, Neria?
I was wondering, has Ferolda been in recently? Borrowed any books that you can recall?
Neria.
Did she perhaps mention any dangerous research she might be working on? Anything that could get her in trouble?
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. If there are any problems, let me know. It's my job to keep things running smoothly.
Don't need anything.
No more than anyone else, I don't think. They're a very old order. Predated the Imperial Mages Guild by quite a bit. In fact, the Mages Guild was founded in opposition to the idea of the Psijic Order, that only an elite few should have control over magic. No one has seen or heard from them in over 100 years now, though. Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking? The Eye of Magnus? I can appreciate that this thing, this orb, it's very impressive. Very unique and definitely worth studying. But let's not jump to any conclusions or assign it importance beyond what we're certain of. The Augur. Just what have you gotten yourself involved in? Whatever is going on, whatever you're up to, be very careful. Well, it's said to be very powerful. Has the capacity to store an incredible amount of magical power, as the story goes. But it's more myth than anything at this point. I've no doubt that it actually exists, but no one has seen it in, what, decades? Longer? I'm not sure. The only time I've heard it mentioned was when those Synod characters showed up some months ago looking for it. Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power. No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative. Well, that depends on what you're looking for. Feralda can teach destruction spells, and offers training in that school. Finis is one of the best conjurers in all of Skyrim, and can help with spells from that school. Don't let Tolfdir fool you. He's the preeminent scholar on alteration. One of the best in Tamriel, and always willing to pass on his knowledge. If you can find him and focus his attention, there's a great deal Drevis can teach you about illusion magic. And finally, there's Colette. She may be difficult to get along with. She's very knowledgeable when it comes to restoration magic. There are no expectations. This college is a place to study and practice magic freely. Hopefully any discoveries made in your pursuits will be shared with the members of the college first. That way we all benefit. I'm not really sure. Made and used by Magnus himself, if you believe those sorts of things.
Eleanor,
I believe
the
I've heard it
library
said that
is
it's
in
the only
disarray.
thing that could adequately
When
contain
books
his
are
power.
strewn about here
The
and
sort of
there,
embellishment
it makes
wizards
it
of ancient
impossible
times
to
loved to
determine if a
make.
book's been checked out.
I'm sorry. It's just the professors come in here and scatter the books without any concern for the person who has to clean up. I thought it might be more efficient if I waited until the end of the day to put the books back on the shelves.
And shall I be forced to wait until the end of the day as well? I will need to have a word with...
Have you managed to track down the Synod or the staff of Magnus?
Eleanor, the library is in disarray. When books are strewn about here and there...
Cal does a fine job as Master Wizard, I
determine if a book's
suppose.
been checked out.
Still, there's always room for
I'm
improvement.
sorry. It's just the professors come in here and scatter the books without any concern for the person who has to clean up. I thought it might be more efficient if I waited until the end of the day to put the books back on the shelves.
And shall I be forced to wait until the end of the day as well? I will need a word with regarding your training.
Go to my house, then take my break. Maybe heat up some Subway. has returned, and I have seen Joe has left. I also noticed that it dropped from 5 viewers to 1 viewer.
One should never speed up to catch up with life. One should slow life down. Good. Our things are many. Let us find the appropriate balance. Moons guide us. Hello. Good. Our things are many. Let us find the appropriate balance. Moons guide us. Hello. Good. Our things are many. Let us find the appropriate balance. Moon's guidance. One should never speed up to catch up with life. One should slow life down to walk at your good. Our things are many. Let us find the appropriate balance.
Moons.
Ah, you've stopped. I patiently await your counsel.
Good. Our things are many. Let us find the appropriate balance. Moons guide us.
Hello. One should never
It's a fine day with you. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. I'd better get going.
while it is safer to use the main roads and thoroughfares, a brisk of the path may provide an opportunity to contemplate.
I think I'm gonna end it early today, like really early compared to my previous streams, because I'm starting not to feel that well. It should be fine though, but yeah. I'll save the game and end the stream.